Welcome back to My Block Jags. I'm Daenerys Scurry, and welcome to another Loser Monday. Jacksonville Jaguars, we lost again yesterday to the Indianapolis Colts 28-14, but we won in the long run. We fired Doug Marrone. It's not necessarily breaking news. We kind of all figured this. This is Black Monday as well. Loser Monday, Black Monday. We end up losing. We end up losing to the Colts, but we end up firing Doug Marrone, and I think it was time. I think it was time. He had a 23-43 record as the Jaguars head coach in 5 years, and this year we had 15 straight losses. 15 straight losses as a head coach in the NFL ain't gonna cut it. I think only Marvin Lewis, and they kept their job after losing a lot of games like that. But yeah, he was fired. He was definitely. I think it was time to let go. I think it was time for new blood. I think it was time for fresh faces. Do I think Doug Marrone got the short end of the stick a lot of the times? Yes. Do I think a lot of things were moving around the around management and the front offices without his knowing? Yes. But at the same time, you are the coach and you have to coach these men to win games, and he wasn't able to do that. And I think his time was up. Especially with us with this we got this first round draft pick in this year's draft, and by us letting go Dave Caldwell, I think it was just time to have a clean slate, and just let Caldwell, Marrone go, and let's start off fresh. Now the question is, what should the Jaguars do? Who should we go after GM? Who should we go after as head coach? You got people talking about, rumors going around talking about Urban Myers. I don't know why his name slipped my mind. Urban Myers. You got rumors saying Urban Myers interested into the job, but he wants $12 million a season. That's a lot of money for an NFL head coach. But Matt Rule last year set the Matt Rule and Jay Gruden set the market when they took these $10 million a year jobs. So the market was set with them, and Urban Meyer has way more better resume than Matt Rule. I think Matt Rule came out of Baylor, and I think he won like 8 games or something like that. Something really wasn't too crazy. Urban Myers has 2 national championships from 2 different teams, so his resume looks definitely better than Matt Rule. So he deserves way more money. He deserves more money than Matt Rule. Even with my personal feelings about Urban Meyer, I don't want Urban Meyer. I think he'll be better than what we have, but I just think when times get sticky, I think Urban Meyer is gonna have health issues again. He's gonna get a cough and he's gonna have to go. But granted, I think he still be better than what we have now. I just want a coach who's actually gonna be here through everything. Like 3 years and he don't turn it around and he decides to quit because of health reasons. I'm not with that. But I mean, I do think he's better than what we got with Marrone. And I think he can develop a quarterback. Shad Khan said something about athletes these days, or something about today's athlete and how the NFL is ran now. I'm kind of paraphrasing. And I think Urban Myers can do that. I mean, look at the schools he came from. He always had a good rapport with his quarterbacks, and he knows how to recruit players into his programs to win. And look at all the players from his programs that are in the NFL. So he puts out talent. He knows how to coach talent. So that's that. Like I said, if we get him, cool. Do I want him? Not really. Is he better than Doug Marrone? Yeah. I mean, that's really what it is with that. So, but yeah, Marrone they finally let him go. It was good to hear Shad Khan actually speak. We haven't heard Shad Khan really speak since earlier this year, and that was only with the Lot J thing. They kind of asked him about the Jaguars, and he said a few words, but in his press conference, he hit on a few things. He said something about him not knowing players coming in or leaving out, and him being more hands-on with the rosters, with the roster movements and the players that's on the rosters, and trying to be more hands-on, period, and with this in the upcoming years. And I think that's a good and a bad thing, because now with that statement, that lets me know he was out of the loop. Maybe he was out of the loop with Yannick. Maybe he's saying he's taking Tony Khan's hands off some of the stuff, because him and Tony Khan, Yannick and Tony Khan kind of got into it. I don't think he really understood why. Maybe he just seen it. So maybe that could help with him and with like when Ramsey left. Maybe he could step in, and he probably could have been the voice to step in and say, "Hey, cut all this shit out and let's get to business." But it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing because he managed the team from afar and look how bad the team looked. So if he's hands on, if he managed the team from afar, he probably can manage it even the same hands on or even worse hands on. We really don't know. But I do like the fact that he's saying he's going to be hands on. I think as an owner of a NFL franchise that's not successful, I think you should be hands on. I mean, that's any business. If your business is not successful, you should be hands-on with the business so that way you can make sure and you can oversee what's going on. You put your fingers on everything and see why this is going this way and why this isn't not going right. So I think that's a good thing. GM search, I know he said something about he wasn't in a hurry to search for GM. I don't really know because it's kind of weird to try to get my opinion on GMs because a lot of these GMs, if you hear the names, they're like scouting directors for other teams, or it's a GM for they used to be for another team, and obviously they're not a GM no more because they got fired. So it's kind of hard to say who I want as a GM or where I think we can lean. Because do I want a guy with experience? Yes, but do I want a guy who was fired from their last GM position because they were bad at their GM? Whether they were bad at being a GM? No. I don't think that makes sense. It's like hiring a coach who sucked at the last 3 years on his last team. Why would you hire him and bring him in if he sucked before? So that's kind of how I'm looking at GMs, and it's kind of hard to call it because only thing I can do is repeat whatever names Adam Schefter and these talking heads mentioned, and then I don't really know too much about what they did, the ins and outs of what they did for the team. Same with coaching. It's a couple coaches who I wouldn't mind, but again, it's kind of hard to say because the season's still going with the playoffs and who are they speaking to? I don't know all the offensive coordinators, the defensive coordinators, and the college head coaches that they're looking at to say, I think he may be a good job. Like I don't know what the guy doing at BYU. I don't know how that offense looked for me to say he's a good pick for an NFL head coaching job, not to mention with zero experience. So that's that. I really can't tell. But the biggest thing that I think a lot of Jaguar fans really want, we want to win. I think that's the biggest thing we want out of no matter what quarterback we pick, what GM we pick, what head coach we pick. We want wins, man. We want somebody who's going to come in, who's actually going to make this city proud of the team and make this team be somewhat competitive to where we can compete in our own division. I mean, we're tired of getting our ass whooped by the Titans. I fucking hate the Titans. I'm tired of getting our ass whooped by the Titans, the Texans, and the Colts, bro. We trying to be competitive. We're trying to fucking stick our foot in their ass at one. You know what I'm saying? For once. And that's really what it is, man. Like when you watch other teams, like literally, I just told a friend of mine when I watch Kansas City Chiefs, that shit's like ballet. How their offense runs. It's so beautiful to me, though. How their offense run, the way they have all these crossing and all these people moving behind the line of scrimmage and all the motion and just everything they do. I think when Kansas City Chiefs are clicking, everything just runs so smoothly. And I wish that for the Jaguars. I know a lot of people wish our team runs smoothly. Look at all the successful teams out there. They run smoothly. Their offense clicks. Everything flows like water. And for whatever reason, we look like fucking flowing over jagged rocks. I mean, it's just horrible, and we're tired of it. Point blank period, we're tired of it. So the move from Shad Khan firing Doug Marrone and Dave Caldwell, all that makes sense. He said something about he might clear house. He's going to keep all the other coaches and let the new head coach stay, or let the new head coach that he hires makes the choice if he's want to let these people go or not. My personal opinion, let all of them go besides Keenan McCardell. Every position group on the team wasn't really that good besides the running backs and the receivers. And I don't know if the receiving running back group itself was good. James Robinson was good. We got to see, I don't know how to say his last name, 33. We got to see him in the last two games, and he played pretty well. But as far as the coaching group, I think Keenan McCardell did a really good job with the receivers, and I like to see him stay. But outside of that, I wouldn't mind everybody else going. Jay Gruden, everybody, I wouldn't care, especially Todd Wash. He definitely has to go ASAP. He should have been let go with Doug Marrone. With Doug Marrone said, as long as he's head coach, Todd Wash is going to have a job. He should have let go Doug Marrone and Todd Wash at the same time. Let them drown together. But I'm looking forward to the offseason to see what we got, man. Looking forward to the offseason to see what we got. Looking forward to the draft, free agency, all this good stuff, and when we do the hiring and we're doing this interviewing for GMs and head coaches. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who are you thinking as far as GM? How you feel about Urban Myers? I mean, all that good stuff. How did you feel about the Colts game? Ain't no really reason for me to mention the Colts game because we lost. Last game of the season, we lost. You can finally put this shit to bed. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. But that's that for this video.